The year 2024 will be full of massive groundbreaking construction projects, such as California's $128 billion high-speed railway and King Abdullah Economic City, which is set to shock the world. Coming up at number 10 is Google's £1 billion groundscraper. Google's groundscraper headquarters in London's King's Cross, which was built by the main contractor Lend-Lease, is set to be completed this year. This massive 1 million square foot building will house up to 4,000 employees. However, with Google's recent announcement of 10,000 job cuts worldwide, it's unclear how the space will align with the tech giant's changing workforce plans. In 2022, the building's ground floor was redesigned to be more community-friendly, with features including retail spaces, a market hall for small businesses, and areas for education and events. Google stated that these updates support its shift to flexible hybrid working, providing collaboration areas and new tech to keep teams connected wherever they work. But with an HQ that costs so much, you can only expect it to deliver exceptional value and adaptability for the future. But let's move on to number 9, where a West African country is taking on an ambitious project set to transform its economy and fuel its growth. Ghana's Ministry of Energy has announced plans for a massive petroleum hub development in Bayin, within the Jamoro municipality, as part of the government's strategy to strengthen the national economy and build a robust petroleum industry. The project, which is expected to cost around $60 billion in total, will cover 20,000 acres and take place in 3 phases from 2024 to 2036. On June 19, 2024, reports indicated that the government signed a $12 billion deal to implement the first stage of the Petroleum Hub project. What makes it even more interesting is that this will be Africa's first integrated petrochemical complex, allowing Ghana to process more of its own crude oil and produce valuable products locally. The first phase, which involves a $12 billion investment, will be led by the TCP-UIC consortium, including Touchstone Capital Partners, UIC Energy, China Construction Third Engineering Bureau, and Wuhan Engineering. Together, they'll build the initial refinery, which is planned to process 300,000 barrels of crude oil per day. Once all phases are complete, the hub's 3 refineries will process a total of 900,000 barrels per day. But that's not all. In addition to refining, the petroleum hub will also produce liquefied natural gas and petrochemicals like fertilizers, lubricants, and cosmetics. The complex will also have large storage facilities with a capacity of 10 million metric tons and a port for very large crude carriers and ultra-large crude carriers. In addition to the fact that it's expected to create 780,000 direct and indirect jobs, Ghana is set to capture more value from the oil it started producing in 2010, which now accounts for about a fifth of the country's exports. So if this doesn't sound like good news for a country of 34 million people, we really don't know what does. But what we do know is that something big is about to hit Saudi Arabia. I bet you didn't know that Saudi Arabia is investing $74 billion to construct 2 nuclear reactors with a combined capacity of 2.8 gigawatts as part of a larger plan for 16 reactors across the country. The first one will be located at Khor Duahin near the UAE and Qatar borders. Once completed, the reactors will provide a steady, renewable energy supply while supporting the country's push toward a cleaner energy future. In fact, the Duahin plant in particular is expected to make a significant impact on Saudi Arabia's energy mix. But there's something about the High-Speed 2 at number 7 that we just have to talk about. High-Speed 2 is said to be Britain's second purpose-built high-speed railway after High-Speed 1. This major railway project will be constructed between London and the West Midlands, connecting London to Birmingham and other major cities. It'll be the first new intercity railway built north of London in over a century. Everyone seems to be looking forward to the completion of this project because of the possibility of traveling at speeds up to 360 kilometers per hour. I mean, it will make trips much quicker. You see, HS2 was originally planned to split into 2 branches north of Birmingham, but due to a couple of challenges, it was cut back to just the route between London and Handsaker, near Lichfield in Birmingham. When you consider what the Brits stand to gain from this amazing project, you'd expect it to have received all the support it needed, but that just isn't the case. The cost of the HS2 project has risen dramatically over time. In 2012, it was estimated at about £32 billion, but by 2020, costs jumped to £88 billion due to planning and budgeting complications. For Phase 1, which connects London to Birmingham, costs are now expected to range from £49 to £66 billion. Other factors that have added to the rising costs include unexpected soil conditions, problems with land acquisition, and economic pressures from the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine. Because of this, people are starting to wonder if the project will really bring the economic benefits everyone expected. But if we're going to slide into number 6, we might as well talk about the city of the future. 100 kilometers from Beijing in Hebei province is an exciting urban development project designed to ease the pressure on China's capital. The Xiong'an project, which was launched in April 2017, aims to create a smart, eco-friendly city in which people can live and work. The concept behind the smart city development is to relocate non-essential functions out of the capital while hosting businesses and services that don't need to be in Beijing. This approach makes a lot of sense, as it'll help reduce overcrowding and pollution. Xiong'an truly deserves its title as the city of the future because it'll focus on green technology and innovation. In just a few years, the area has transformed from a concept into a bustling hub. I mean, thousands of buildings have been constructed, and many companies have set up operations there, including major state-owned enterprises. The project costs a staggering $95 billion, which only means more jobs and opportunities for the community. Coming up at number 5 is a new desert megaproject you never knew could exist. Saudi Arabia's King Abdullah Economic City is one of the most ambitious construction projects in the world. And it makes a lot of sense when you consider that the new generation of Saudis expects a city that matches the modern lifestyle they've grown used to while studying abroad. The country aims to reduce its dependence on crude oil, and KAEC is a crucial step in diversifying its economy and attracting investment across various sectors. The economic city will cover 70 square miles and is expected to cost around $100 billion. A common question is where the funding will come from. Fortunately, the country is in a strong position as the majority of the investment is expected to come from private investors. And here's the exciting part. It's designed to support about 2 million people while balancing essential services like transportation, healthcare, education, and job opportunities. A key part of the city is its large port, which will help improve trade and logistics in the region. Speaking about connectivity, it'll link Mecca and Medina via a high-speed train, making it easier for religious tourists to visit. Although the $100 billion city has faced challenges due to fluctuating oil prices and economic conditions, it has made significant progress by speeding up approvals and construction. Currently, about 15% of the city is complete, and with the look of things, they might achieve even more progress before the end of the year. But Japan is living in the future, and I'm about to tell you why. The Chuo Shinkansen is Japan's exciting new high-speed maglev train line that connects Tokyo to Nagoya, with plans to eventually reach Osaka. When completed, it'll let passengers travel from Tokyo to Nagoya in just over 40 minutes, and from Tokyo to Osaka in about 67 minutes. This is possible because the trains can reach speeds of up to 505 kilometers per hour, making them some of the fastest in the world. The project, which started back in 2014, is expected to cost over $82 billion. However, delays have pushed the expected opening date for the Tokyo to Nagoya section to 2034 or later. About 90% of the line will be underground, helping to minimize the impact on the environment and the communities around it. But what you may not know is that this project isn't just about speed. It's also a significant step in Japan's long history of advanced rail technology. Imagine a project that began as far back as the 1970s, becoming what it is today. But for number 3, we gotta visit a project that was first proposed back in 1979. The California High-Speed Rail is a major project aimed at creating a fast train system in California. The project was approved by voters in 2008, and it plans to connect big cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles, and later Sacramento and San Diego. The first phase will cover about 494 miles and is expected to reduce travel time from nearly 9 hours on current trains to just 2 hours and 40 minutes on high-speed trains. Now that is amazing. Construction started in 2015 and the focus was first on the Central Valley, but the decision to do so was deliberate. It was actually made to avoid disruptions in busier areas. But just like many other megaprojects, this high-speed rail faces challenges like budget issues and delays. The initial operating segment, linking Marquette and Bakersfield, is expected to open between 2030 and 2033 and will cost around $28 to $35 billion. However, while this project is expected to help reduce highway traffic and boost the economy by improving connections between different regions, critics still think it's too expensive. The project reportedly costs $106 billion, but there are questions about the route choice and whether the money could be better used elsewhere. But trust me, nobody seems to question the next mega project in number 2, and the reason will shock you. The Line is a groundbreaking smart city project under construction in Saudi Arabia. This ambitious plan features a linear city stretching 170 kilometers. What's more, it's designed to be 500 meters tall and will house around 9 million people. While a few countries are exploring smart city concepts, the Line truly stands out. What makes it unique is its commitment to sustainability. It intends to operate without cars or traditional streets and will focus on reducing carbon emissions. Residents will also have access to essential services within a 5-minute walk, and this will promote a pedestrian-friendly lifestyle. The project, which was first announced in 2021, is a significant part of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, which aims to diversify the economy and reduce reliance on oil. The initial segment of 5 kilometers is projected to be completed by 2030, while the full project is expected to finish by 2045. However, there's been a bit of controversy. Reports suggest that the Saudis were forced to scale back plans for several reasons. This scaling back follows skepticism over the project's feasibility, budget overruns, and controversies surrounding protests from local tribes. Even though initial plans suggested a population of 1.5 million for the first phase, reports now indicate that this number may be reduced to about 300,000. Despite this, Saudi officials have insisted that the project is on track. The line is estimated to cost between $100 and $200 billion, and there's absolutely no doubt that when completed, it will enhance the quality of life for its residents. But when you think of megaprojects for 2024, nothing compares to Neom City. Neom is the futuristic, multi-purpose mega-development in northwest Saudi Arabia that everybody has been talking about for years now. It'll cover a huge area of 26,500 square kilometers along the Red Sea and Gulf of Aqaba, including parts of Egypt and Jordan. The project was launched in 2017 by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and it aims to create a sustainable, high-tech city powered entirely by renewable energy sources like solar and wind. The city will consist of 4 main areas: the Line, a 170-kilometer linear city with no cars and minimal environmental impact; Oxagon, a hub for industries and innovation; Trojena, a mountainous area designed for adventure tourism; and Sindala, a luxury island for tourism. Neom's approach includes smart technology to improve daily life, with artificial intelligence monitoring the city to optimize resource use and create a comfortable environment. The project cost is estimated to be over $217.9 billion and is expected to attract global talent and generate jobs. These projects showcase a global trend towards sustainable urban development, improved transportation infrastructure, and diversification of energy sources. Many of these megaprojects, particularly in Saudi Arabia, are part of larger national development strategies aimed at economic diversification and modernization. Now head over to the comments section and let us know which projects you find most exciting and why. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful megastructure content.